you guys been up to? Any shit been going on? Anything cool? I was catching Eris playing some The Evil Within 2. I've been trying to keep up with him, but honestly, that shit is boring as fuck. I mean, it's really boring. Really, really boring. Man, I kind of feel bad for him, though, because he beat it. And I saw enough of the clip up to where he beat it. And holy shit, like, he really fell out with that game. You know, he was so excited for that game. He was so excited for that game. I mean, he loves the first one. And I guess he just had a lot of hope. I mean, it's Bethesda, right? I mean, was Bethesda part of the first one? I guess they were. But the first one was designed by the Resident Evil dude, right? Mikami or whatever. And that dude was all about that game. I don't think he had much to do with the second one, if anything. And, I mean, Bethesda stepped in, was like, we'll take over. And it's like, oh, man, that's not... I mean, the Bethesda treatment... Listen, I had some hope that Evil Within 2 would be good. Because in my opinion, in my professional streamer opinion, game tester opinion, Evil Within is fucking trash. I mean it. I mean it. I giggle. I chortle. But I mean it. I think Evil Within, the first one, is trash. And not because of all the weird-ass shit that it released with, which was a lot of weird-ass shit. They fixed a lot of that. I just think the game is a mishmash of ideas that do not gel well, and they are executed poorly. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. That's what I think of it when the run-through is still on my channel. It's like one of the worst games I played. It was awful. It's just an awful idea for a survival horror to force these gun moments when you never know they're going to be there and you don't know what ammo you need. It was a miserable experience. Evil Within 2, I had some hope was going to be alright because it had the Bethesda treatment. And normally when you say that, you don't usually feel good when you hear, oh, Bethesda treatment. You're usually like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know if I like that. Like, that doesn't sound so good. Because Bethesda treatment means that it's going to be really about, like, some core mechanics that everybody can eat. And it really doesn't have a lot of soul to it. You know, it doesn't really have that, ooh, this is incredible. You know, it doesn't typically have that. But because Evil Within 1 was so poorly constructed to me, I actually thought maybe the Bethesda treatment would be an upgrade. I thought it would actually be an upgrade. And it kind of seemed like it was for like the first half of his run through, that first half of the game. It actually looked like it was holding up really well. Like the gunplay seemed vastly improved. There wasn't such a struggle between the concept of stealthing and using your ammo. It's still a survival horror of some sort, but the pacing seemed a hell of a lot better. The gameplay and the gunplay, it was definitely more appealing watching Eris play this out of Avoiding the Puddle. Up until he got about the halfway point, and then the game really started trying to shove the story into your face. And, you know, the game really wasn't... It's really not that interesting. The story just seems really it just kind of plods along. I mean, he explains it better because he played it. I didn't even watch most of his stream. I just kind of caught, you know, an hour or two here or there. And then I guess, like, the story mode never got better. I remember seeing the story mode at the start. I was like, this is not very interesting. And then it just never got better. It never got more interesting. Like, the characters were completely forgettable. And just, I guess, like, the bosses were not bosses. Like, they were like a monster that just kind of were like a boss at once. And then you kind of see them out in the world once or twice. I guess because there was like an open world segment and they wanted to put that shit out there. Really weird stuff. So I guess it just never got interesting. And somewhere around the halfway point, they really start funneling and forcing this kind of shit through cutscenes on top of you. And he was just not feeling it. And by the time the game was done, he, like, not even then, like somewhere around chapter 12, he had, like, no more faith that that game was going to be anything that he had hoped for. Like, he had already signed off on the game. Like, it was done. Like, it was over at that point. The honeymoon phase was done, and he just wanted to trudge through that shit. He actually started skipping cutscenes in the final segment of the game. He, like, skipped cutscene. At least one. I felt so bad for Eris. I mean, this is a game that he absolutely was so hyped about. He was so excited. He loves Evil Within 1. I think it's trash, but you know, one man's trash, another man's treasure. I don't want to fuck around with that. You know, I'll leave him to his goods, and I will enjoy myself the superior game. And yeah, but I mean, I still feel bad for him because he was just so excited. And it really sucks to be excited about something. And just really be excited. Really be excited. Honestly, deep down. As I think maybe this is unique to gamers who are older, such as us. Like, we are older gamers. Like, he's, you know, not mid-30s. He's like 33 or something. I think he's 33 years old. I'm about to be 33 in 2 months, come Christmas Day. And I cannot honestly tell you the last time I was really that excited about a game. Shadows of Mordor, I was excited about when I played it. I wasn't really hyped for it before that. I mean, just to be honest with you, other than maybe a fighting game, Tekken 7 was pretty exciting. I was really kind of excited for that. I was excited for Street Fighter 5, I guess. But, like, nothing really spoke to me as, like, this is it. You know, this is going to be the best. Shadows of Mordor, the first one of this, really was that kind of a hype thing. I got it, and I played it, and I loved it to death. It was the best thing that has ever come onto my video game plate. I loved it to death. It was the perfection, in my eyes, to the Assassin's Creed Batman style of game. It was Assassin's Creed Batman, you know, Assassin's Batman. It was perfect. It was Batman Creed. I loved it. It combined all those elements perfectly into a very seamless experience that, on top of that, had a great nemesis system that was entirely interesting and cool to engage with. Just random named orcs that had a little bit of personality and story before you stabbed them to death, and they could come back. It was a really cool system. It so impressed me, that game, that I did get excited for this one, and I am still excited for this game. This is Shadows of War, the sequel, and so far it plays exactly the way that I had hoped it would. It's just been, it actually does improve on a number of things, but not really that substantially. It really is very much like the first game. It is kind of wonky here and there. I have some detractions here, so it's not a perfect game, but my excitement level, my hope for the first game moving into this one was, the bar was pretty high up there. And so far this game has been at that level. And I really don't think it's going to change. I hope it doesn't change. I don't know how it would change, because it's the base level of this game is exactly what makes it so interesting and fun for me, that I enjoy. And on top of that, there's a harder difficulty this time around that I get to then find into and kind of dig into and see how it goes. This is just going to be normal mode, but man, there's so much excitement. I'm really excited about this game, and I love it. So it's not something that happens often for me, for a guy my age. I just don't get that excited for games. I typically know what they're about before I kind of get my hands on them. Crusher30015, how's it going, man? So I think maybe this might be the case for someone like Eris, who is just so excited about Evil Within 2 getting a, Evil Within, his favorite game, getting a sequel. He gets to play a sequel. He gets early access. He like, rubbed some backs over there. He rubbed that shit down over at Bethesda headquarters, and some Bethesda cops came by and gave him an early copy. He was so into it too for the first 5 or 6 chapters, and then it just hit like this diving point. And Evil Within 2, for his playthrough, just completely plummeted. It just went completely down the tubes. It went straight down and never recovered. And that kind of letdown, after being that kind of excited, that is very harsh. It's harsh. I mean, I think it's awful, personally. I think it's awful. I love talking shit about people's games. I don't like it when people feel shitty because maybe they lost faith in something that they were really hyped about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get hyped for stuff, so when I do get hyped, it's such a coveted feeling that I value it. And then the payoff, like Tekken 7 had such a huge payoff, right? I really love how Tekken 7 plays, and I was excited for Tekken 7 without even being a Tekken guy. I just really wanted to learn how to play it, and I have loved it so far, and I still have so much more left to play. I'm always excited thinking about Tekken. Same with this. I'm so excited. Eris can no longer be excited with Evil Within 2, and it's very disappointing. It is very disappointing. I feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, I mean, I thought the first one was kind of trash, and then we saw that Bethesda tag on Evil Within 2, and I was like, this can't be that good. Maybe it's going to be better than the first, but it can't be that good. It can't, and it's definitely not going to have the things that Eris is really going to dig. Surprisingly, it did have the things Eris dug for like 6 chapters, and then after that point, it just started going down and down and down. So I do feel bad for him. I guess my heart kind of goes out for the guy. I bet he's already moved on. He probably doesn't care, but for me, it's a good experience for me because I did not want to play Evil Within 2. I wanted to avoid it completely. Watching Eris, who's super excited about that shit, I mean, I'm pretty convinced I ain't ever gonna play that game. I'm pretty damn convinced because I mean he made a pretty good show as for why you would not bother with it. Pretty good showing of it. Anyways, I just want to talk about it a bit because I know everybody's kind of every once in a while people are like, "Are you gonna play Evil Within 2?" And I'm like, no. Now I'm definitely not. Like if there was ever a chance, that chance is gone. It's not happening anymore. It's totally gone. Anyways. Crusher 30015, how's it hanging, man?